Hello you guys, welcome back to the channel. We have a very exciting video for you today. I've never done one like this before on my channel. If you guys are new here, thank you so much for coming to the channel, coming to check out the video, the little interview. And if you are coming here from my other social media channels, welcome. Thank you for coming here onto the YouTube. All of our links are down below, both of ours, if you want to check out any of our other social media accounts. But jumping right into it, we have a very special guest today. This is my mom, my real mother. You guys will know her as Sika Black, but I thought it would be a really cool idea to just sit down and do a little Q&A interview together because we actually both work in the spicy accountant industry. We both make, I don't know, there's a bunch of terms for it. We're mattress actresses, as people like to call it. A lot of you guys had questions for me on the Instagram, so we're going to be answering some of them today for you guys. We got a lot of good questions, actually.
Oh yeah, we did. I'm Nessie's mom, and I've been doing this for about 4 years now, where I'm hosting a couple of sites. And it's been really interesting.
I mean, I got into it, you started a few years before me. I wouldn't even say I got into it because of you. It's just something we both ended up doing, which is kind of hilarious. But a lot of you guys even don't believe me. A lot of people think I'm lying when I say she's my real mom, but no, she's my real mom. So that's cleared.
Well, she was my last child.
Yes, I'm the last one, so.
Which was a surprise later on.
It was a surprise. Sorry guys. Yeah, we're gonna jump right into the questions because we do have quite a few. Some of these questions are for both of us, some of them are just for her. When did you start and why? We kind of just explained that one, but why did you start? Why did you want to do it? Yeah.
Oh, well, after all of my girls were grown, Daddy and I started swinging, and he was posting me up on sites.
Yeah.
And that's how the industry found me.
And that was were you using social media platforms at all yet, or was it just
It was just the normal swinger sites.
Oh, okay.
And I think I did have my profile up on Twitter too.
That's awesome. So you just decided to do it as your fun retirement.
It's my retirement. I retired from an accounting, and now we're having fun.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. There's a niche for everybody, you guys. Just because you want to retire doesn't mean you have to be in a retirement home and be a couch potato. Anyways, so this one is I guess asking me, okay, when did I find out and how did I react? I don't even think I ever told you this, how I found out. I think, because you guys never told me, I think I just kind of figured it out on my own, which was kind of funny. I think it was Disney. Actually, we went to Disney one time, and it was when I first started dating my fiance, so he didn't come with us on the trip, and I was texting him off your phone, and I remember seeing messages in your texts, and they were obviously to other men, but it looked it was just, wow. I couldn't figure it out. I was are you cheating on Dad? What's going on? Because I don't know, growing up to me, you were always very innocent for some reason, so I never could I don't know, it was the last thing in my head I thought you would be doing. Once I kind of put the puzzle pieces together, yeah, I thought it was very cool though. I did think it was cool because that's something that I had always kind of been interested in, but I didn't want to start jumping into the industry too young. I waited until I was 20, 21 because...
So you actually started to evaluate what was going on the website yourself then? And got familiar with what was going on?
Yeah, no, I definitely was looking at cam websites and stuff like that as soon as I turned 18, just checking them out, curious about it, but I don't know.
I know our two profiles are totally different from what we enjoy doing.
Yeah, you can tell even now. Our personalities, we have a great time when we hang out. So I guess this is to both of us, how did you tell your parents and were they okay with it? I don't even know if you ever told your...
Oh yeah, I told Grandma, she knows.
Was she whatever?
She was always suspicious of what I was
Grandma's
doing anyway.
Grandma's always a little nosy, little grandma.
Well, she wasn't backwards. She was already out. She was a bartender, so
Yeah.
she was already up on all of the things that are going on in life.
The current events.
So she wasn't really, she was catching on real quick. But against it, no, not at all.
No.
Just so we're safe and we're not out there, being reckless with testing and things like that.
Yeah,
We're
that's
fine.
a really big thing in the industry. It's really important that everybody, if you are working with a lot of people, to make sure you're getting tested, like
Right.
in between and all that type of stuff.
Maybe Grandma always wondered about this direction, but back then it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't a thing.
Yeah. For the next generation, there's so many things open.
I always think that, and I say that a lot. I think the next generations are gonna not want to work regular jobs more and more, and
we
gonna
already
find
see
out.
it.
Yeah, exactly. People are already figuring out, smarter and more fun ways to make money.
People with degrees are having to do different things, and they're enjoying it more and not wanting to go back.
Exactly. I don't even remember when I told you guys. I think it was when I first started taking my Instagram seriously, and I was not happy with my job at the condo, and I was like, I'm just gonna try OnlyFans. I'm just gonna open an account, and you already had one, so I think you were just kind of go for it and see how it does. I don't think neither of you guys reacted badly.
No. I
towards
think
it.
at that time we were even trying to help you with advice.
Mm-hmm.
But this younger generation, they're better at the technology than what we are.
Tips and tricks. Yeah. I think you have more experience with the more professional side of it, the more professional companies
Business.
and the business side of it. I have more experience when it comes to social media and really putting myself out there as far as Instagram, TikTok and stuff like that, which is crazy and hard to do these days. Do you have any tips for parents dealing with their children going into the industry?
Any tips?
Yeah,
I would say
parents who feel kind of weird about it, I guess.
that's a toughie, because if they're not open to the swinging lifestyle, some may have issues and not understand it.
Yeah.
If anything, I'd recommend that the parents evaluate it before they have any answers towards the child, because that may just push them overboard and you lose them completely.
It has to do with a lot of personal experiences as well, and I feel like sometimes as a parent you have to put those personal beliefs and experiences aside to be able to support your child going into something like that. So you really just have to focus on what makes them happy and what makes them money, and if they're enjoying it and have a roof over their head, I think is what matters at the end of the day.
Well, I think most of your sisters already know what you're doing, and
Yeah.
they know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
And they've got their other different lives, but there's no negative thing at all that's happening.
How do you deal with hate on the internet?
Block them.
Just block them. Hit the block button, you guys. It's done.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's no reason that you have to spend your mental life just thinking about that. I've learned that over the years.
That's very true. Sometimes I'll sit and I'll have some fun with it. I'll entertain them for a few minutes and go back and forth. But
You do.
yeah, it's funny sometimes because it's I don't know, in my opinion, I feel if you're gonna go and hate on somebody, especially who works in the industry, and hate on them for what they do, it's I don't know, you have to be pretty unhappy with your own life, and
sometimes I'll say, life's a roller coaster. There's ups and downs, and you just roll with it.
Yeah. How much has the industry changed since you started in it? Are there positives and negatives?
Actually, it's gotten easier.
Yeah.
The internet has made it so easy, where many years ago, before you were born, then you surprised us. We were actually starting with 4 different sites, and at that time, 23 years ago, is it now?
Yeah.
That they weren't as popular out there and people weren't interacting with it. So in order to find talent for our website, you had to go through the newspaper.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so
Actually,
that's
not the
some of the,
newspaper.
I know.
That's not private at all.
In that aspect, it's been
Yeah.
a lot of great improvements, because it used to be very hard to.
Are there any negatives that you think?
Any negatives?
now versus
Now?
before?
I don't think so.
You don't think
Can
so?
you think of any?
The only thing I would say is maybe like there's more competition now.
Oh, well, yes.
And it's harder to like
Yes.
work those social media platforms sometimes.
It is.
How has the industry affected your personal and romantic relationships?
Oh, personal? That hasn't affected it at all. It's actually, it's improved things a lot. There's never a dull moment because Daddy is my video photographer, editor,
Like your manager,
and my
pretty much.
launching, yes.
Everything.
So we have fun together. It's not just me.
Yeah, I would say the same. I'd say it's definitely helped. As far as my relationship, when me and Jay were working, like our 9-to-5 jobs, I would say we were a lot more like stressed out and not mentally happy.
Yeah.
So I think us working from home together and doing this full time has like let us relax and like enjoy just being together a lot more and working together. Could you put your career in a box and do something else if you wanted to?
Of course, yes. I did it for many years, accounting. So yes, I have another career, but I retired from it. And this is a lot more fun, but if I ever had to put it away, definitely accounting is what I would do.
Like some people are really scared to jump into this industry as well because it's like, oh, it'll be on my record forever. I think there's definitely ways to go about it safely. You can have privacy. You definitely can. It's not like you can't ever do something else again. In my opinion, what me and my fiance did, we did go to trade school and, you know, developed other skills before we jumped into this, just in case I didn't want to do it anymore. Do you have advice on how to tell your parents and family that you're working in the industry?
Don't worry about it.
Just do what makes you happy.
If they're in shock and they get over it.
Yeah.
I had a couple.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely had friends as well. Like some of my closest friends didn't really like agree with it just out of my own safety, and I think, you know, people in time, you just kind of have to like prove them wrong.
And then when they see how much, then they don't say anymore.
Do you have any advice on planning to work in the industry long term?
Well, since I've waited so long, that's unpredictable right now.
Yeah.
Long term for me would be 5 more years. I don't know. I let each day come and go, and
Yeah.
I just wing it.
Yeah.
Whatever happens.
I'd agree.
In your case,
I'd say probably just, you know, take care of yourself the best you can. Like I use you as a big role model when it comes to that. Like take
Yeah.
care of your body, you know, work out, try to keep yourself looking as young as possible. And I don't think age is really something you have to worry about. Some of the older people in the industry make a shit ton of money, so I don't think that's really something like, oh, what happens when you're gonna be old one day? Like you'll still have a role.
oh wow,
You'll
you're
still have
almost
a role.
70. When you can't do it anymore. No.
How do you deal with feeling burned out and unmotivated?
Oh, you take a break.
Take a break?
Yeah, that doesn't happen too often,
Yeah.
but if you get a lot of work all at once, maybe for a couple of weeks, burned out doesn't last too long. If you just take a break for a week, then you're fine. Just
Yeah.
don't keep a tight schedule.
I try to give myself like at least one full day off a week to like run errands, do stuff for myself, you know. So
It's actually like normal work.
it is. Just give yourself a schedule.
Yeah, you don't want to work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I would say it's nice though because we can play with our schedules a lot.
Right.
Like we can go on
Yeah.
vacation and we could even work on vacation sometimes, which is
Which
nice.
we do mix a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because it's a different scenery and you get so many more ideas and meet new people.
Do we share the same clientele?
No.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I will have followers on my Instagram like message me and ask about you sometimes. So I know there are like a few people, but I don't think they're necessarily on my page for me.
Yeah.
I don't really work a lot on like the mainstream sites. Like you do a lot more mainstream type stuff and work with those types of companies. I do a lot of more like solo content on my private sites. Do you ever do joint appearances at events like Exotica? We haven't yet. We have not.
You haven't.
Yeah, she has.
I've had booths at Exotica convention. XBiz, not a booth, but that's where all the adult industry mix to get links, to get more talent. And then there's AVN, which is the main awards event every year.
AVN is very popular. I see a lot
Yeah.
of people going to that.
Can't wait to go to that one in January.
Yeah.
They always have it in January in Las Vegas.
I think that was pretty much all of the good questions though.
And I hope we have a lot more down below.
Yes, so definitely leave us some more questions. We will do a part 2 video probably in like a month or so from now. I think that'd be a good time. As I said before, all of our links will be down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was a lot of fun.
Yep,
See
it
you
has
guys
been.
later.
Bye-bye.